Let's shuffle on to a topic I know you're going to like, Tom. The 80s animated series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going on Paramount Plus. What do we think? Is this going to help Paramount Plus? What are your thoughts on this? Yay or nay?
I think it's hilarious that they've been leaning heavily into the nostalgia this year because, as you reported on or talked about that report, that they had $1 billion in sales. Well, that was all before Mutant Mayhem came out. Oh. So let's keep that in mind. And what were a big part of those sales? Well, they had a big bunch of classic lines with stuff like, like this from the old cartoon show and stuff like that, and movie lines and other things. So yeah, that's what this is about, where the $1 billion comes into play. But this was a big move for Paramount because they had to buy this. They didn't own the rights to this.
I think what's interesting is that they haven't worked out a deal to greenlight a new show based on that.
It is. Oh yeah, they totally have. You didn't know about that? That's what the Mutant Mayhem movie was all about. It was a pilot for a TV show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what we did a whole report on it.
I didn't know that either.
Nobody watched the video. Yeah,
but
see, that's not your fault.
With themselves, though.
This is the old show. This is the thing. Mutant Mayhem. Nobody cares. They don't have any shows on right now. Rise of TMNT is dead. So this Mutant Mayhem starts like next year or whatever, and they're gonna have a TV show, and they're also already got a sequel greenlit because this movie was sold on. That's where we said that it's one of the most successful flops in history because it doesn't technically have to make any money in theaters because it's already made its money back in licensing.
But I guess they're just doing this to tide people over, then, aren't they?
Well, and what this is them trying to get everything back in house, right? Because what they don't have was this. And they don't have the first 4 Ninja Turtle movies.
Yeah.
That's what they don't have. And I'm surprised they haven't tried to make a play yet to get the first 3 Ninja Turtle movies from Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers has just been sitting on them. People want them badly. In fact, Razor Fist and I and Script Doctor did a 3 hours plus stream on the first movie the other day that was hugely successful in our opinion. And we had over 500 people watching the whole time. And it's been one of my better played videos in a while. And right there shows you that people have interest in the Turtles. The $1 billion in sales this year shows you people have interest in the Turtles. So they went out and paid Lionsgate some money to buy the rights to this series. Now, hopefully they remaster it. Now, that's not happening anytime soon. They're just dumping it on streaming for now as is. But yeah, this is something the fans would like to get their hands on. I mean, this is one of the biggest. This is one of the biggest and longest running kids shows in history. People don't realize it ran for 11 seasons.
I wonder if this will cannibalize on them, like backfire on themselves, because this is going to be shown in between, Mutant Mayhem and then the new TV show of Mutant Mayhem. Maybe this could backfire on them a little bit because people will be like full of nostalgia and then compare it to the new stuff and be like, "What the fuck is this?" Do you think that could happen?
I would hope so. I could only have hope. I don't know if kids would really be interested in this just because of the age of the animation, but
that's true. Yeah, they like that.
I mean, the first season looks amazing, but when you get to the second and beyond season, that was produced by the animation company themselves, so they spent like not nearly as much on the show. So yeah, it does suffer sometimes from some animation anomalies, let's say, but no, I mean, as far as holding up, I watched a few episodes the other day because they have this, I think it's on Pluto TV. They have a bunch of streaming channels where they play stuff all day long, and they have a TMNT channel. And so they've been showing all these classic episodes now on there. And I have them all on DVD anyway, but I just popped it on just to see. And it still holds up pretty good considering. I mean, it's nonsense. I mean, it's Saturday morning cartoon fare, but I mean, for what it is compared to some of the other stuff that didn't age as well, I mean, I'd still hold this up there with like Masters of the Universe and some of those other ones from that era.
Yeah.
Transformers and such, maybe not quite as good as Transformers. I mean, I don't like Transformers as much, but I mean, I know that had quality in the writing and the animation.
Did anyone like Biker Mice from Mars?
No, see, that's what I disliked was a lot of the fucking rip-offs.
What about Street Sharks?
Street Sharks was the best of the rip-offs.
Street Sharks was so cool. Biker Mice.
That was the best of my time. Like my brother were into those.
Mate, Biker Mice from Mars. Love that.
Tom, quick question: how do you think a new Turtles movie done the way the first movie was done would do coming out today with the animatronics and all that. Because for me personally, I'd be on board. I'd want to go check it out.
I think it'd do a little bit better than the last Bay movies did. They probably wouldn't play like the original film did, but because that movie, like we talked about, that Razor Fist brought up a great point that movie just happened to be timed perfectly with the peak of the height of Ninja Turtle popularity at that point. And it was popular. Just the timing was more than anything. And that was proved when you went 3 years until the third film, and just 3 years later, already the third film made like a third of the box office. But anyway, Culture, you're about to say something.
Well, no, I was just going to add to that, Tom, and say that it was also the performers that were in the suits that brought a lot of heart to those characters. I mean, the performances, it required a lot of effort if you know anything about that production. So,
well, yeah, we talked a lot about it, like I said, for 3 hours. And like I said, if they had just done, if they wanted to get truly inspired by Spider-Verse instead of letting Seth Rogen do what he did, had they just literally took the first 5 comics that Eastman and Laird did and did them as motion comics in black and white on screen, like in this kind of weird 3D animation style that kind of emulated the comics, but was still, animated, I think they would have made a lot more money than they did. And you could have still gotten away with PG-13 because guess what? There's no F words in it. And in black and white, you can get away with a lot more blood.
I think also that as popular as the Turtles have been, you'd have a better shot of one of those live action animatronic reboots of dinosaurs. The dinosaurs,
maybe. Family. But the problem with this movie, to me, my main gripe with it was that it is what parents and adults thought Ninja Turtles. See, it was all the people that made shit like Biker Mice from Mars. The stuff that they didn't quite understand that made Ninja Turtles special.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Biker Mice from Mars is special, and it's being rebooted by Ryan Reynolds. So
Jesus Christ. I didn't know that.
It is. So I'm there for it. All right, Tom. I don't care what you think.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
My dog just walked out of the hallway. We did.
Where the hell is my Jason the Wheeled Warriors? Is all I say.
I just want Tom to know that the latest Ninja Turtle movie only made $121,000.
Did it this last weekend or what?
No, in grand total worldwide to date, $121 million.
Oh, 120 million. I thought you said 1,000. Sorry, that was my fault.
No, it made $121 million.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. But it doesn't have to make any money. That's the thing. They did basically the same thing that Bob Shea did with the original movie, and they came to him when the movie was already in motion, because every other studio in Hollywood had turned it down. And all they needed was a measly $4 or $5 million to finish off the what they needed for Henson Company, because Henson Company was doing it at cost. They made no profit off of working on the first Ninja Turtle movie, because Brian Henson believed in it so much that he convinced Jim, his dad, that we should do this because this is what's going to show people what we can do beyond the Muppets. Because at that time, Labyrinth and Dark Crystal hadn't quite made the impact they were hoping, but they could use that technology that they had been working on. And they're like, we can make this work. And there's a clear line from those movies leading up to Ninja Turtles. And they had their storyteller guys working on the movie that helped. And it was really just like Bob Shea pre-sold the rights for video, and he made a deal with Pizza Hut and Domino's, and that's basically what paid for it. So he didn't really pay a dime, and they still made one of the most successful independent films of all time.
He was amazing. Bob Shea really knew what he was doing. Think about how many times he did something ridiculous and it paid off bigly.
Oh, and I forgot Burger King was involved too. So he had 3 fast food restaurants involved.
I still got my Ninja Turtle Burger King VHS tapes.
Yep. Those have the trailers on the end if you watch them all the way through.
Yeah, the first one I got was the Rat King.
Yep. They were timed perfectly with the movie. So you had Burger King, Domino's, Pizza Hut, all doing promotion for the movie at the same time. And he got a big cut of those because he did a video deal. Family Home Entertainment released the video, so it was all paid for.